Okay, we are on Black Star's Rise. So this one, you go to a small island. What's the island called?
Mont Saint Michel.
To disrupt the ritual and head to Carcosa, which is either happening down in the waters or up at the top of the cathedral.
It's not the ritual. Like, the rituals happen, like, in the middle or whatever. It's, like, where the gate's gonna open. That's what you're trying to figure out.
And, like, one thing is I like that they kind of follow the as above, so below theme that continue with the catacombs into this one, which is cool. And this one also has dueling agenda decks, where you get to choose which one to go through. Then you figure out if you chose the right one or the wrong
that
one.
one was right.
And that's where it's really cool. And this one is actually very fun and very challenging, and it's good. I just wish... I can't imagine they wanted this too, but they realized it was impossible to make some sort of puzzle that the players could figure out and solve to know which one was right, as opposed to guessing, right? And that's, to me, the only thing that's really missing from this is the fact that it's just a guess, right?
No, all in all, this one is like the other encounter, I think, that could compete with the Asylum one. Like, just in general. But...
One thing I think they did well to balance out the fact that you are just guessing is that they reward you for your conviction if you're convicted to your choice. But I think this one will get worse and worse every time I play it, because the strategy will always be put it on one and then hope it's right. And then if it isn't, do the other one. And I feel like it'll just take it down a little bit each time. But the first time you play this, and
it's very intimidating.
It's very intimidating, which is really cool.
Yeah. No, like, so at the very start with, like, the person you're supposed to interview, actually, her thing, like, actually matters, and it can be useful. It's like, as a triggered ability, investigator may remove one demon from agenda and play a group limit once per game. Like, that can actually be useful, as opposed to a lot of them where there's, like, you have some resources or garbage. And then as the person who sets up our encounters, this one's hell. There's, like, so much... Well, they're like, sort everything into 2 piles, and then, like, pick one random one for each one. It's just like...
They're just following the theme, Travis, because the one before we went to Time and Space was also a nightmare for you to set up.
Yes.
The penultimate one is always going to be a nightmare for you.
This one isn't the last one, though.
That's the second last one.
Penultimate, second.
Oh, the climbing the thing.
Yeah,
the
climbing
hill
up the hill, and it's like, the deck's like this big, and it's
you're like, God, why would you do this to me?
Yeah, the one where it's like, shuffle all the cards you own together.
There's also ramps of the difficulty for the last 2 scenarios, in that, like, even if you're on Snare, you have -5 chip to the bag, and everyone gets an additional random madness pact cultist or detective weakness.
I've said this last time we did this, and they did so good at adding that unique weakness to your deck. I wish they added another unique one, because the random ones just seem weird to me.
Yeah, like it's just a reuse of, like, art assets mostly, right?
Yes.
Like they're not,
but
they're
like
not paying anyone to draw a new art for a new weakness or anything like that.
Yeah,
they don't have to design a new one.
Yeah,
They're just like recycling assets from the base game.
But, like, that's once again just me being
it's something
nitpicky.
like it keeps. You can't really.
It's balanced. It's to make it difficult.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, like, no, it kind of makes sense. Like, there's some time between when you leave the catacombs and when you come here. Something could have happened. You know, you could have developed, like, chronophobia or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
And it makes it so you can't plan around it either. It's just like.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just
that is
one
true.
of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes it's random. You're like, why is this, like, random Silver Twilight acolyte after me? Who cares?
Yeah, sometimes you get an acolyte and you're like, I am the gun guy.
Or like the stubborn detective that came from Arkham, and you're like, dude, chill.
Just let it go.
Chill.
You don't have any jurisdiction here.
You were there last scenario when I killed the Shadow of Death. Like, are you really following me still? Like, I'll get you too.
And he's like, yeah, you murdered 3 detectives.
Like,
And you're like,
good point.
How do you know
if
that?
they hadn't been chasing me, I wouldn't have killed them. So
I'm not here to investigate. I'm investigating the death of 3 detectives. You're like,
oh, I see.
The locations for this one,
there's 2 of all of them.
There's 2 of all of them. There it is. Look at that. Yeah, wow.
Construct the island deck.
The deck for this one is like, you got these specific ones where they're all like water or wind themed. There's a nice duality between them. I feel like they did a good job making them like almost mirrored.
Yes.
While still being like noticeably different. You have the Black Star's Rise one, whatever that's called. Evil Portents. Which is, it's the most like ambiguously Carcosa feeling one, I think.
What do you mean ambiguous?
I mean, like, it
You
doesn't
got these
depict.
two big yellow towers.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, like, it doesn't like reference to. It's not like, oh, there's Byaku's coming to get you, or like, oh, Asher's throwing like his personal servants at you. It's just kind of like the influence of Carcosa on your world. I guess ambiguous isn't a good word, but passive
Yeah.
is better. You have the flying Byakis who will hunt you down.
And there's also these Rift Seekers, which are kind of very big for the mechanic.
Your big friend Beast of Aldebaran.
He shows up, or he doesn't if you play it like we did the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the.
Don't do the objective and don't try to play the game and don't understand what you're trying to do. You might not.
You have the strangers, you have base set cultists, and your good friend Ancient Evils, everyone's favorite.
Man, Travis is going to be happy at the time. They're like, all right, let's stop putting those ones in because they just feel bad.
They're
That's why you just get the golden stopwatch.
It's not
and-
like they're so good, but they're also just like boring.
Yeah.
You're like, you're not even screaming like in a creative way. You're just like, hey, you have one less turn to play the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the theme?
I think this one gets a 5 for me. 4.5, 5 is pretty close.
I'd probably give this one a 4.
I also would go for a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's like the Asylum one, I don't think it's on par with that one. I just feel like
it's pretty close.
I think it's close, but there's just there's parts of it missing. Yeah, I also like there's things that go forward. Like I feel like you hit it, and then you're on an island and you feel trapped on an island. It feels that, but the fact that I can't look past the fact that you just guess for which one it is.
Well,
and
how
hope you
that's
get it.
that's what you'd
I
happen.
know, but that's the thing, right? Like, but
like
I
you
wish
show
there
up on
was-
this island and you see like the winds start to howl, the waves start crashing into the shore. Like something big is obviously happening here. And as it gets like more and more intense, more things from Carcosa start to show up.
And that all works, but I just, for like the theme and mechanics of the fact that you just have to, as players, put Doom on one, advance it, hope it's the right one, detracts a lot for it.
I mean, you don't have to, but like that might be the off strategy. Is what we've gone through. Both
But
times.
I mean, like that's
worked.
it's like the whole thing. Even like just like the fact that there's, and I wish there was a way to like solve it before, like through some sort of
I mean, you could choose to advance both equally,
yeah.
and then like one all the way when you're like almost done.
Yeah.
And then if that's wrong,
Yeah,
just
but
do that
it's
a little
bit.
like
Change tack.
it still
Like, you
always
don't-
comes down to that exact thing.
You
Where
don't
Depends
have
how much
to,
preparation you want to do. Right?
you don't have to like jam all in on one like we usually do. But Travis is just like, no, I'm right, and he is, which I hate. But like,
But no, that's still like all
Yeah,
going
it's
to the
true.
point that I'm saying is that's no matter what, just the way that this scenario is designed, due to probably the limitations of that they can't make it a puzzle, is it's literally just forcing, like, you just have to try.
Yeah,
Right?
you just guess one.
So that's why it's not a 5 for me, because that feels disconnected from the theme, where I wish as investigators we could solve a mystery and then advance it through our own intellectual skills as opposed to...
I also really like how we have to like climb up the castle to get to the other side where the gates are actually going to spawn.
Yes, which is really cool. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, there's
That's
a lot of
fine.
things I like.
Okay, then how about 4.5?
all right,
Yeah, I do a 4.5. Because, like, once again, all of
'Cause,
my
like, there's
comments are things that I imagine they also wanted, the designers, but were not able to do because you can't really make a puzzle in a game like this.
Because
No.
like other than like that one, like there's not even like a problem like with what's here. It's like what's missing. Like and yeah, I could come up with like lots of things that like I'd like to be in scenarios, but
But that's why I'm not giving it a 5, because with the Asylum
Yeah,
one,
no,
I
I
couldn't find
understand.
anything
Just-
that was missing.
yeah.
Was it fun? I think this one's very fun.
For the Asylum one, there weren't any orderlies around trying to stop us from doing random garbage.
oh yeah, they didn't
There you
care.
go. Yeah.
They were like, oh hey, those guys are beating other inmates. Yeah, whatever.
You light a fire in the kitchen, no one cares until all the stuff's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's a small shitty fire and no one notices.
Yeah, it's actually just a pot with,
Yeah.
like, some stuff in it.
For fun, I think I'd give this one
I give this one like a 3.5.
yeah, I was gonna say 3.5, maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Like it's not one I actively look forward to playing, but like I definitely don't dread it.
I do,
It's
I do
like-
think the entire end game for this campaign is really good.
Yeah.
I don't like I said, I don't look forward to playing it, but it's definitely one where I'm like, it's a challenge. I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it a 3.5. I think it's fun, but
Yeah.
it's not, like, gonna change us. Yeah.
This isn't the best time I've ever had.
The difficulty. So this one's a tough one to give because the first time through it was easy, but we screwed we did the wrong one.
We also fucked everything up.
The second time I didn't even blink, and we were done. Like it was easy.
Yeah, like we knew what we were getting into the second time, and we had all the pieces that we needed to solve all the problems that were going to exist.
And the fact that we got
I give this one a 3.
3?
I think it's 2 if you guess right, and it's 4 if you guess wrong.
I think
it spawns
it's
that Beast of Alderaan.
In my mind, I think it's a 1 if you get it right. Because I didn't even use 90% of the gear.
Part of that was also the strategy we took, where we were on high risk, high reward, right?
Yeah,
if we got it, it was 1 because we had so much Doom on the other one we could just throw away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we got it wrong, we'd be like, oh, we have to plow through this entire thing with the Beast of Alderaan play.
Yeah, if we got it wrong, everything was going to be very, very difficult.
What if we give it a 2.5 because it really is dependent, and I feel like on its own it's an average difficult,
yeah,
and it really is dependent on what you get. Because even this one, I don't feel like we can fairly review the difficulty.
Yeah, it's tough. It really depends how you choose to play it, right?
Yeah,
especially since we always pick right.
Pardon?
Especially since we always pick right.
Well, we picked wrong the first time.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was forever ago.
Yeah,
but what happened
we
was we didn't spawn the Beast of Alderaan because we hadn't
found the place.
Yeah, we didn't find the place.
Yeah, because we were doing so bad.
Overall, we failed so badly that it looped around. It became positive again.
I think this one a 4.
I also think 4 for this one.
Mm-hmm. This one's quite good.
Yeah, it's just it's much better than the.
Like I said, this isn't one I look forward to playing, but it's one that I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know who never shows up in this one? The butthole baby.
No, thank God.
Never again.
But
who does show up? This guy again.
Yeah, he's here to party.
I have your invitation, sir.
Yeah, this is
Mr. Hasser has tasked me with giving this to you, but you keep running away and killing me.
This does a lot better of a job leading to it than the Dunwich Legacy one did. The Where Doom Awaits is pretty. Yeah. I remember that was the one that
Where Doom Awaits. I didn't even remember that was a separate encounter to the final one. I thought it was just the intro.
If I remember correctly, we were very sour on Where Doom Awaits.
Yeah. That one, story wise, was fine. You climb up the hill, it gets weird as you get to the top, and then there's the big gate. The problem with that one was the encounter deck and just how disjointed and random it was.
So yeah, I see Where Doom Awaits. We gave it a 2 overall, a 2 for theme, a 2 for fun, and a 0 for difficulty because you can't rate it because it's so dependent on what you draw.
Yeah.
So this one, as you can see from this, we enjoy a lot more.
The story wise for that one, it was fine for how it's setting up. So you climb the hill, it gets weirder. Yeah. You fight the guy, and then go through the gate. But just is so random and disjointed. It was jam stuff together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Travis doesn't like it because he has to shuffle all the cards he owns together, and then he's like, "Man, so I drew the 7 of diamonds out of the encounter deck."
I was dude.
What does that mean?
On the upside, it does feel like classic Arkham, where you have a billion cards to sort out at the end of the game.
Yeah,
yeah, it does, and also where things happen and they don't matter and they're not super relevant sometimes, and the game's so I understand that you're fighting deep ones, but how about Amigo?
Okay.
And you're yeah, all right.
We have one left in Dim Carcosa, and that's going up against Big Daddy H himself. So let's get that one going.
Oh, it's Jeff.